Fine dining feels effortless. The hushed room, the perfect timing, the dishes that arrive like little works of art. But almost none of it is accidental. Behind that elegance is a carefully engineered experience, designed down to the smallest detail to shape how you feel and how much you spend. The polish is real, but so is the psychology underneath it. And once you can see it, you'll never experience a fancy restaurant the same way again. Today, 14 Secrets Fine Dining hopes you never notice, counting down to the single biggest one. The goal the entire evening is quietly built around. This isn't about fancy restaurants being bad. It's about seeing the machine behind the magic. Let's pull back the curtain. Number 14. The little complimentary bite before your meal. That free one-bite taster the chef sends out feels like a generous gift. It is also a clever piece of psychology. A small, unexpected gift creates a quiet sense of goodwill and makes you feel looked after and more inclined to relax, linger, and spend. It also sets the tone. You're in skilled hands, so don't worry about the prices tonight. It's a lovely touch, genuinely. Just know that warmth is doing gentle work on your wallet, softening you up for the experience to come. Number 13 warms you up in a different way. Number 13, the beautiful bread service. In fine dining, bread is often presented like a course of its own, warm with special butter or oil. It feels like luxury. It's also strategic. Bread is inexpensive for the restaurant. It fills you with a sense of abundance, and a happy, comfortable guest who feels well fed is a guest who relaxes and enjoys ordering more. It primes you to feel cared for and generous before the real spending begins. Enjoy the bread. It's often wonderful. Just notice how much luxury feeling it creates for how little it costs the house. Number 12 is poured into your glass. Number 12. The elegant water service, still or sparkling for the table, delivered with such grace it barely feels like a question. But agreeing commits the whole table to bottled water at a premium, refilled attentively all night, when tap water was always free. In fine dining, the ritual is so smooth that declining feels almost impolite. The attentive refilling keeps the bottles emptying, and the charges adding up. So it's perfectly fine to say, "Tap is wonderful, thank you." A good restaurant won't blink, and you've sidestepped a quiet, repeated charge. Number 11 is about the size of your plate. Number 11, the spectacular plate with surprisingly little food. Fine dining elevates small portions into an art form, framed by vast, empty plates and dramatic presentation. The negative space reads as elegance and intention, and it reframes a small amount of food as something precious and worth a high price, rather than simply not very much. The artistry is real. So is the fact that you're paying a great deal for a few exquisite bites. So admire the presentation, but keep your eyes open about quantity. The plate is engineered to make small feel special. Number 10 is the wine expert at your table. Number 10, the wine expert who's there to help. A sommelier's knowledge is genuinely valuable, but part of the role is to guide you, often upward. Wine carries some of the highest margins in fine dining, so a graceful suggestion toward a pricier bottle or a wine pairing for each course can quietly add more to your bill than all the food combined. The guidance is real expertise and also real salesmanship, so lean on their knowledge, but feel free to name your budget or ask for their best value pick. A good sommelier respects that completely. Number 9 is about how slowly the night unfolds. Number 9. The long, unhurried pauses between courses. That leisurely rhythm feels like luxury, and partly it is. But the slow pacing also serves the house. It keeps you at the table longer, which means more time to order another drink, another course, a coffee, a dessert. Time at the table is time to spend. A meal stretched over hours naturally invites more rounds than a quick one ever would. So savor the pace if you're there for the experience. Just know the leisure is also an opportunity, gently presented again and again. Number 8 is on the dessert cart. Number 8. The dessert or cheese cart rolled right to you. Bringing the desserts to your table, beautifully displayed at eye level, is a masterful piece of selling. Seeing and smelling them in person is far more tempting than reading a list, and it's much harder to say no to a gorgeous tart sitting a foot from your face than to a word on a menu. The card exists because visible temptation works better than any printed description. So enjoy the show, but decide if you actually want dessert before it arrives at your elbow. The card is designed to change your mind. Number 7 is the most famous wine secret of all. If you're still with me, here's the classic, number 7, the second cheapest wine. Most people avoid the cheapest wine on the list, afraid of looking cheap, so they pick the second cheapest instead. Restaurants know this perfectly, so the second cheapest wine is often the one with the highest markup on the entire list, priced to catch exactly that instinct. You think you're playing it safe, you may be picking their most profitable bottle, so don't default to second from the bottom. Ask the sommelier for the best value on the list, or look a little further up where the markups often ease. Number 6 is what the staff quietly know about you. Number 6. The staff sized up your table before they spoke a word. Experienced fine dining staff are trained to read guests instantly. Celebration or business, big spenders or careful ones, wine drinkers or not. That red shapes everything. Which specials they push, which wines they suggest, how hard they upsell. The service is personalized, but partly to maximize what you'll spend. None of it is sinister. It's skilled hospitality with a commercial edge. So enjoy the attentiveness, and remember you're always free to set your own pace and budget, no matter how they've read you. Number 5 is hiding in the little extras. Number 5. The extra touches that build the spell. The little chocolate with the coffee, the tiny sweets at the end, the extra flourish. These complimentary gifts cost the restaurant very little, but make the evening feel lavish and generous. They leave a glowing final impression, which is exactly when you're deciding how much to tip and whether you'll return. A sweet last taste makes the whole expensive night feel worth it. So enjoy the generosity, and recognize it's also the closing note of a carefully composed experience. Number 4 is about the bill itself. Number 4, the check that arrives discreetly and vaguely. In fine dining, the bill is presented with ceremony and often little itemized detail, in a quiet moment when you're relaxed and glowing from the meal. That's precisely when you're least likely to scrutinize it. The smooth presentation gently discourages the careful line-by-line check you'd give a casual receipt. You're at your happiest and least critical exactly when the numbers land. So however lovely the moment, still glance through the bill. Ask for an itemized version if it's not clear. Politeness and double-checking can absolutely coexist. Number 3 is about exclusivity. Number 3, the near impossibility of getting a table, the near impossible reservation, the long wait list, the "we're fully committed" scarcity makes a restaurant feel more desirable and justifies higher prices. Some of it is genuine demand, but difficulty and exclusivity are also deliberately cultivated, because the harder something is to get, the more we want it and the more we'll pay. Exclusivity is part of the product you're buying, not just a side effect. So factor that in. Some of what you're paying for is the feeling of access, not only the food, worth it sometimes. Just know what it is. Number 2 is the deposit you barely noticed. Number 2, the card you had to put down just to book. Many high-end restaurants now require a credit card or a non-refundable deposit to reserve. It's framed as protection against no-shows, and that's partly true, but it also locks in your commitment, discourages you from changing plans, and guarantees the restaurant's money before you've tasted a thing. Once your money's down, you're psychologically committed to going and to spending, so read the booking terms before you reserve. The cancellation window, the deposit, any per-person minimum, so there are no surprises. And that brings us to the secret behind every other one. Number 1, the secret that ties them all together. In fine dining, you're not just buying food, you're buying a meticulously engineered experience, and every single element is designed. The lighting, the music, the pacing, the weight of the cutlery, the way the staff move, the order things arrive, all of it is composed to make you feel a certain way. Relaxed, special, unhurried, and comfortable spending more than you normally would. Nothing about the evening is accidental. That's not a scam. A great fine dining experience is genuinely worth it. The craft, the service, the artistry are real. But it helps enormously to know that the feeling is manufactured as carefully as the food. So go, enjoy it, be dazzled, but go with your eyes open. Decide what you actually want, set your own budget, and let the experience serve you instead of the other way around. The magic is real. So is the machine behind it. Now you can see both. So there they are. 14 secrets behind the velvet curtain. The free bite, the bread, the water ritual, the second cheapest wine, the deliberate pacing, and the grand truth that the entire evening is designed to make you feel and spend a certain way. None of this should stop you enjoying a beautiful meal. It just means you'll walk in seeing clearly, appreciating the artistry while staying firmly in charge of your own night and your own bill. That wraps our journey from the kitchen door to the fanciest table in the house. If you missed any of the secrets along the way, the whole series is waiting for you right here. Until then, eat well, see clearly, and we'll see you in the next one.